Good morning and welcome back. So this morning we are off. We've got to go and pick up 23 tons of potatoes, and we've got to take them from Montpellier, where we are now, over to Toulouse. So in the last video we were in a rental whilst Renault that I was driving was getting serviced along with the trailer. So following along the theme of real life trucks, this is another truck within the company that I've been put into, and obviously historically, how did we get here? Well, I picked up a load from Clermont, which is where the garage was. I picked this up from the Clermont depot, and then we took a load down here. I think it was, I can't remember, it was about 25 tonne though, I do remember that. This is an FH500. It's a truck that I've driven many times before in real life, although not the FH5 version. I've only driven the FH4s of these. Used to tramp in one, so yeah, nice trucks, love them. Do love a Volvo, or an Ovlov as everyone calls it. Right, anyway, let's go and pick up the load and get going. Before we do though, let's just do the old walk around checks. Get the lights right, yeah. Send up the front. Right, lights work, checks are done, off we go. Normally as well, obviously you would walk around, you would check your tread depth on your tyres, make sure there's no slashes in your curtain, check your tread depth on your tyres, make sure there's no bulges or cuts in your tyres, all round on the trailer, all round on the unit. Bit of a bump to get over there. Alright, let's get going. So we're going to pick up potatoes now. Normally I would have thought, well, I think potatoes are transported from farms to, you know, sorting, packing warehouses by bulk trailer when they're first harvested. So we're assuming at this point that we're actually going to pick up the potatoes in boxes and take them over to an RDC. We are actually going to a Kernanagel with these, so yeah, so the idea will be this will be taking it over to an RDC that will probably then be distributed out to shops like Aldi, Lidl, Tesco's, the usual. Swing a left here. Off we go. Again, apologies, still waiting for the setup on the new wheel pedals, so I'm still using the keyboard and mouse at the moment, so I apologise if it's a bit jerky. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to go pick this load up. And what we're going to do, like I said, my plan with this series is to keep it realistic, so that it would be like what you would expect to do in real life. Now, in real life, you wouldn't pull the same trailer around for days on end. Very rarely that you'll get to do that. Normally you'll have to leave the trailer somewhere, or take it back and empty to a depot, drop it and pick up a loaded trailer. So yeah, we'll be doing things like that in this, just to kind of keep the realism there, because as fun as it is to roll around with a matching trailer all the time. It's not always possible, and quite often, especially in the UK nowadays, if they don't have a job for themselves, the haulage company, they will take and pull what they call power only loads, which are where another company like Amazon, for example, will need their trailers picked up and dropped off somewhere. So you'll go over with a unit, pick up a trailer, come back, drop it off. So this looks like we're going into a farm. So these potatoes, I would expect then, have not been sealed. They're going to be probably in boxes loaded on, because you can't take them loose in a curtain cider. Although weirdly in the States they transport stuff like that. I've seen they just have a conveyor belt. Just they transport everything in like reefers and or fridge trailers basically in the States. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one that. Farmer's gone up there. I used to in my days of fridge work go to these little farms all the time. It's mad what you can actually see at these places. Right, let's have a look. So we said potatoes. There's straw bales. Not paying as much money though. So we'll take the spuds over. So where are we getting loaded? Over there. Right, let's go. So again, what you want to do, look at all of this space you can use to get turned around in. So get yourself turned around in all of the space. That way you get yourself lined up like that. So you want to make it as easy on yourself as possible. If you've got the space there, use it. Don't be trying to do some, oh god, I've got to bend the trailer right round the corner here, see? Didn't have to do hardly any of that. Because the thing is, whilst it's like, oh, you know, it's cool, or it's a challenge, and I prefer doing things like that, the other thing you got to think about when you're driving is safety, right? Now, as cool as it might be to bend a trailer around the corner and do that every single time, what happens if someone walks around the corner and you squash them? When you could have just gone straight forward and backed it straight in without any risk. Do you know what I mean? See? It's not worth the aggro. Right, drop the axle. Again, on most trucks, once you're over 9 tonne on the back, that lift axle will drop automatically because of the weight. I do like the Volvos. Good looking truck. Right, let's reset the trip counter and off we go. Give them a little blast on the horn, let them know we're out of it. And you can see the FH500. You can tell she's heavy, but she copes with that kind of weight easily. Be safe, right? You don't want to be as cool and as fun as it is. You don't want to be taking risks unnecessarily. Just, you know, make your day easier, make your life easier. Because trust me, there are so many people out there on the road, and you do get these little Hitlers in these RDCs as well. They've got a little bit of power. They can mess with your day. They will. All right. So just make it easy on yourself. And don't get me wrong, right? You hear a lot of negativity around truck driving. Oh, it's this, oh, it's that, oh, you don't want to do this. It's not all bad. It really isn't. if it was as horrible as everyone made out, no one would do it. Right, it's just the bottom line. Cheers drive. So he slowed down there to let us out. And the good thing is now we're going to come around here, go up and then get straight on the motorway. It's just nice. But yeah, you know, you'll hear a lot of negative stuff about lorry driving, truck driving. You know, it's not all bad. It's not as bad as everyone makes out. I have a lot of fun with it. You know, the only reason that I didn't carry on doing it full time, I did it when I got my license after my mum passed away, because I was mad about trucks from a kid. And a lot of mates of mine from the forces and stuff said, listen, get your HGV license, you'll never be out of work. So I did. Went and got my class 2, then I got my class 1, and I did maybe about 2 years of driving. But then, you know, I realised that I wasn't wise to the industry like I am now, so I was just kind of stuck floating around general haulage. Now, if you've spoken to any driver, they'll tell you general haulage is probably the worst end of the industry that you can work in, because although you get variety, it's a lot of multi-drop and it's a lot of just hassle and aggro and everything else. So, you know, I didn't get to enjoy the industry as much, and then I got made redundant just before the second lockdown. So I went back to driving again for about 3 or 4 months while I was, you know, looking for another job in IT. And obviously during the pandemic, not everywhere was recruiting, and recruitment was, you know, much more difficult, etc., etc. So it was hard going, but you know, it served me in good stead, kept a roof over my head. And that time I did do some more fun work. I did refrigerated work, and I did do work for a company called Maritime, which a lot of people, I don't know why people slate them, they're a really good firm to work for. They pay probably the best out of any haulier. They've got really, you know, smart trucks. I mean, okay, they're not show trucks, but they're good specs, you know, microwaves, coffee machines, that sort of thing. And you even, you know, they've got quite a good variety of work. So you've got some Amazon work there, Coca-Cola, on the sort of ambient trailers. You've got container work, so on the boxes, box jockeying, and then you've got Tesco work as well. I mean, I don't know if they've still got it, but they used to hold the contract for Tesco at the time. So, you know, there'd be some days or nights where you go on Tesco stuff. The only Tesco work that I didn't like, that I was doing for them, was the Tesco Express stuff. Oh, that's the day work that you get on Tesco's. That's the horrible little bastard express stores that often don't have loading bays. But then you're not pulling a full-size trailer, you're pulling like you know, either a 10-ton single axle, or which is equally as evil, or you're pulling a small little twin axle trailer, and you're usually using a 4x2 unit as opposed to a 6x2 unit, because you know, you need to be able to turn that much tighter, or whatever. So that's how you knew with Tesco when you were working at Maritime, right? You always knew if you were going to be on Tesco work during the day, because you'd come in, they'd give you a unit, and if your unit was a 4x2, you knew you were going to Tesco's. So that's how you knew. But anyway, and then obviously I did fridge work as well for. Well, they've been bought out by Kalina now, but again, that was a nice little family firm. Quite a good laugh, a lot of work, but it was good because it was nights. So it was a lot of like moving loaded trailers around. I did nights and days, and tramping. I did all sorts when I was driving. Kind of preferred the night work though, because it was a bit easier. were back at the depot because you could just get back, chill out, and it wasn't like the hustle and bustle of the daily office where you got everyone in the office. You could just kind of come back, pick up another, it would be nice. Like when I was doing night work for firming, we'd either have you'd go and pick up you take trailers from the yard that had come back from like Viola up in Sutton during the day. Then you come and pick them up, and they'd have like bales of cardboard and stuff on, or shredded newspaper. Whatever. You take it over to the paper mill at Kemsley, which was literally a 5-minute drive from the yard. You take it in there, go to the weighbridge, whatever, you get checked in, then you get your shed number where you were going to get offloaded. You go get offloaded, sweep out the trailer, take it back to the yard, and sometimes you had to go down somewhere else and get, sometimes you'd have to go to the other side of the mill and then reload it with paper reels ready to go out, because they used to do, it was a DH Smith, and they did all like the Amazon packaging and stuff, so you had to go and get the paper reels for that. Paper reels fucking heavy. It's one of the few times in 44 ton lorries where I've been bang on the nose, been like 1 or 2 kilos under the 44 ton limit. So they are incredibly heavy, and they take a long time to strap up because you've got to do them like in a crisscross fashion. You've got to put the guards on them. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's good fun, but yeah, you spend ages doing that. Then you pull out there, you'll go back to the yard, you'll drop that off, because quite often that'll be going somewhere else. Now, we used to have, the firm that I used to work at, we used to have 2 yards. We used to have the one at Sittingbourne and then the one at Snodland. Sometimes, more often than not, you get a load of paper reels, and then you'd have to go over and drop it off at the Snodland depot, drop the trailer off at the Snodland depot and pick up, something from there that's coming out, that's going to be going, because they used to pick up from all over the show. You pick up, bulk bags and stuff. I hated doing them things. You used to have to go to quarries and stuff to pick them up. It was fucking horrible. You used to get loaded well quick, but nightmare. That was over at Seven Oaks. You used to have to go over there and pick up. Yeah, absolute nightmare. Anyway, you used to go and do that, but you'd be going. If you went from Kemsley Mill down to the Snodland depot, you had to navigate what's known as Denlin Hill to get down to the M20 to pick up, to go up to Junction Falls, come off and get to the Snodland depot. And you'd be coming down Denlin Hill, and when you've got all that weight on behind you and it's pushing you down this hill, you used to have the old retarder on full, so the exhaust was, the Americans call it the Jake brake, exhaust brake, you'd have that knocked up to the top stage, and you'd be just lightly pumping the brakes, because you don't want to fucking, blow your brake discs or your brake lines out by applying too much pressure, because otherwise your brakes get red hot going down the hill. So you just take it very steady, because you've got a lot of weight on behind you. You don't want to go too fast. Something like that, you can roll over very easily. You don't want to do that. Like even now, this load on, so this is, I think, was it 23 tons of potatoes. Normally in these trailers, I think you'll take up to, I think 26 tons is the max. Can't believe we're getting done by that Renault. It shows how heavy we are. Incidentally, for people who bitch and moan about Renaults, effectively they're Volvos underneath. Just so you know, they're not actually that bad. Oh dear, what's going on up here? Oh, it's a diversion. See, here's the thing though. Again, in real life, you would take this diversion, but it's a game and I can drive around it, so I'm just going to drive around it because I can see what it is. Yeah. Sorry, officer, but yeah, got things to do. Someone not strapped up their load. Anyway, technically shouldn't have done that, but I'm not going to go all the way around there down to another junction, come back home. No, I've got the time. I pushed for time this morning and I wanted to get this video done and out. So, but yeah, so it's, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, going down the hill with fully loaded. So yeah, so remember those sorts of things. Like again, it's very, very important as well. Don't panic. Take your time. That's the biggest advice I can give to you when you are new. Take your time. If people bib and flash you and they shout and swear, just let them shout and swear. It doesn't matter. Just let them do what they want to do. Also, word to the wise though, if you are prone to the old road rage in the car, because don't get me wrong, I am. Don't get it in lorries. I'm absolutely fine in an HGV, but in a car I can get right wound up. Just bear in mind, when you're coming home, if you've got uniform on from a firm that you're working for, you're representing that firm. So don't go and get yourself in a punch up or anything, it's not worth it. But yeah, I mean, all I will say is, you know, when it comes to things like this, like, you know, you've got to pace yourself, right? Because I've worked for firms where in my first stint in general haulage, and this is just when I was doing class 2 stuff, so I hadn't gone and sat my class 1. I did that about a couple of months after I passed my class 2. So I went and did some class 2 work while I was, you know, waiting and doing lessons on the class 1 stuff. Anyway, I was working for a pallet network firm, and yeah, it was just, you know, it was a nice firm, but there was a particular woman in the transport office who was famous for being an absolute bastard, and she would be on your case because they had trackers in the lorry. And they would be on your case all day. Once you got to that first drop, they'd be following your drops on the system. So they knew where you were, but they'd phone you up. Because all the trucks had satellite phones, they'd phone you up on the old sat phone. Where are you? What are you doing? So, well, you can see where I am, right? Yeah? Well, then you know where I am and you know what I'm doing. They'd be like, well, how long are you going to be to get to the next drop? I don't know yet, do I? It depends on the traffic. Well, you know, give an estimation the client's asking. Like, well, I doubt that. And quite often you get there and you'd say to the bloke on site, did you phone up to find out where this was? No. Or you get there and they'd be like, no, we ain't ready for you yet, can you wait half hour? But it'd be the transport office pushing you to get the drop done to get you over, because they were always trying to maximise the revenue out of trucks. Out of every truck they were trying to maximise the revenue. I get it, but don't treat drivers like that. Being a driver is stressful enough as it is without some knobhead sitting in an office who's never driven a truck trying to push guys who have just passed to crack on or get it done, fuck off. So yeah, it's not how I'm going to run my business. Won't be doing that. It's not the way to get the best out of your drivers. Right, let's see what bay we are on. Oh, we're being side tipped. Okay. Right, then. Right, let's pull this in here. Right. Yeah, we're a bit far forward, let's go back. turn that engine off. Right. So let's have a quick look at navigation. Right, so if I come out here, turn right, go down and then come across there, we've got somewhere to sleep, because I think, yeah, we ain't got long to rest. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the trailer here. I'm going to bobtail. Going to bobtail around the corner. So go and park up at the thingy to get some rest. Turn right out of here. There's a depot across the road, but I haven't bought it yet. Stick it next to one of these. So the other thing on this is you always sleep for like 9 hours. You wouldn't rest for that short amount of time. You'd want to go for a bit longer, because you can only reduce 3 times in a week, huh? If I remember correctly. Right. Anyway. Why is that not letting me? Am I not parked in a... Oh, there we go. I hate it when it does that. It's well annoying. Anyway, let's get some rest. 3 o'clock in the morning. Do we really want to pull out at 3 o'clock in the morning? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No, because then we'll be finished well early. There we go. Have a lay in until midday. Spoil ourselves. Right. So, what we'll do now is we'll have a look, see. We'll go and pick up the. Let's go and pick up the trailer. Because also as well, like if you are out and about, in the real world and you've got to stop somewhere built up overnight, see if there is an option for you to leave your trailer somewhere. It's a lot easier to get in tight places when you're bobtail than it is when you've got a 40-footer behind you. There's the old trailer. So hook up to that. See that other trailer's gone now. Oh. Clip that on the way in. Right. So get yourself lined up. want to do, we should drop the air, put yourself under, get the air right up, it's not quite cricket, I don't know. There we go, weird. Right, so tug test. Right, tug test has worked. So finish connecting the trailer. Get that axle up. Right, let's see what we've got cargo market wise. What have we got going where? Blimey, some long old ones there, look at all that. If only they paid this in real life, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? We've got maple syrup going all the way to Plymouth. That's there, got motorcycles going to Barcelona. Tiles going to Bordeaux, roof tiles going to Montpellier. I've just literally come back from there. Straw bales, polystyrene boxes. Right. So you've got toys going to La Rochelle, to a Lidl. Let's do that one. So this is the only annoying thing about this now. So I have to go up here, do a spinny, turn around, come back, get the bay number. But anyway, we'll do that now. Right. That's the job we're taking. Or do we take 19 tonnes worth of peas? No, we'll take this one. And what bay we on? Oh, we're over there again. Lovely. Again, remember what I said yesterday? Go down here, do a spinny, so you're not backing in on your blind side. Spin it around, watch your headboard. Now bring it close along the front here. If you've got the space, use it. So you want to come over towards this security hut. The good news is we've got no one behind us on the other bay, so if we don't get the bend quite right, we've got room. Right, we've got plenty of room away from that security hut, so we should be able to get a good bend on it. You want to watch that middle axle on the trailer. That's your pivot axle. Pivot axle. Right? When that's past a certain point, you know the turn is complete, the trailer's going to make it, right? So as you can see, made a bit of a pig's ear of that one, but it's alright. We're still within the lines of the bay. So you line it up. Just line it up. Don't, like I say, overcompensated there. Don't need to turn so much. It's a problem with not having a steering wheel. It doesn't catch up with me as quickly as my brain's telling it to. So, right, again, both sides like that. Little bump, and you're on. Right, let's get loaded up. Right, here we go. So, seen a little insight into normal everyday trucking, and obviously giving you some tips around the town and what to do if you're out and about, and you've got to stay out overnight in a built up area. I've just shown you obviously what to do with the trailer. Leave it somewhere else if you can. Ask around at the drop whenever you get there, if you've got to do a night out in town, and you're in a built up area, can you leave the trailer on their site overnight? If so, happy days. It's one less thing for you to worry about. Anyway, we will catch you in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and obviously in the next episode I'll start giving you a bit more information on my business, what's coming, and what to expect next. Alright, so thank you very much for watching, and take care. Have a great weekend everyone, as it is Foot Down Friday, and I'll see you in the next one.